Welcome to Those Guys Sports. This is part three of the NBA preview. We did not think we were going to have three parts, but we did. The NBA has just been that intriguing. The Eastern Conference was pretty intriguing. The awards part was intriguing. But the crazy thing is, I think we have the spiciest one because we're talking about the Western Conference. I think it's going to be extra spicy. But it's your boy, Mike. Of course, I'm with my boy Scully. Once again, we're going to do more of these, hopefully weekly podcasts where we just talk about whatever NBA topic we want to talk about, whatever is hot and going on. We're going to talk about it. Whatever hot take we have, whatever complaint we have. If we're talking about the in-season tournament, which we probably should talk about eventually, we talk about that. We talk about the playoff, all that stuff. We're going to talk about it. But this one is our part three. And our part three is going to be about the Western Conference and who we believe is going to be the top 10 teams going into the season. Now, we could be talking about barring trades and things because trades are going to happen. I expect a lot of teams to make trades. I personally am going to predict a lot of teams are going to blow it up, teams that have talent, because just why not? Why not? Sometimes you just gotta blow it up, and it's what it is. How you doing, Scully? This is part three. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good about the season coming up next week. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. I love the NBA. You know that football season's upon us. As a Packer fan, I'm disgusted. I'm sad, but I kind of understand this is the way life is supposed to be. We're gonna hopefully, if we're gonna be bad, let's just be bad. If we're gonna be bad, I almost want to be super bad so we can get Caleb Williams. I want to be super bad so we can get this guy who they're saying is gonna be the next Patrick Mahomes. If we're gonna say this, I want him. That's what I would want. But the football season is here. Baseball season is going crazy. The Houston Astros look like they're about to. It's gonna be them in Philly. It looks like, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, we're talking about the Western Conference now. We're gonna go 10-1, and then we're gonna give our NBA final predictions and our winners. Who is your 10th team in the Western Conference?
OKC Thunder.
Okay, so
Thunder,
see,
man.
it starts when I tell you where that I have OKC, you're gonna be shocked. Why is OKC 10?
Oh man. Chet, Chet, Chet. OKC is gonna be they're gonna be a decent team, obviously. They're a young team, you know what I mean? Shout out to Lou Dort, right? Shea, you already know. Williams, you already know. Like OKC, they're a good young team. They're gonna win some games, but they're in the plan, obviously. They could make the second round. Could. I don't think they're gonna make the second round though. Right.
Yeah. If
That's what I feel
Brooklyn's
like.
break
It's just a
right,
growing experience for them. That's what I feel about OKC Thunder this season.
the,
Right.
the, the thing with the thing with OKC and a lot of teams, like even Sacramento, the West overall, like last year, we if we talk about it, last year, KD went to the Suns late. So the Lakers had their issue because they had Russell Westbrook and they had that whole issue before. Then you had Draymond punching Jordan Poole, which the Warriors throughout the whole season were on a tailspin. The Denver Nuggets were the only team really hearing drama about. Hence why they won the 10, right? Where
Yeah.
everyone else had a lot of drama. The biggest stories were we never talked about Denver, and Sacramento, like the Beam, was the biggest story in the Western Conference.
True, which is true.
Now this year we don't hear a lot of bad things. The Suns are about to have a big three. They have a big three. Like the Lakers look good. Sacramento does. So the biggest news is if Zion's going to be playing and if about Ja Morant. So it makes sense that you have them 10. The 10th team for me, I had to go back and forth. I'm going to mention my 11th team, which is the Pelicans. I believe that they could have made it. I believe they could have went further, but I picked them 11th because when your three best players haven't played more than a combined, like they haven't played more than 200 minutes together, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Wow.
They need to play more minutes
Yeah.
together. But
Yeah.
like if we get a healthy Zion, change my MVP pick,
I
change
was gonna say that.
change
I was
a
gonna
lot of
say
things.
that.
Because
I
healthy
was gonna
Zion,
say
they were first place last year with a healthy Zion, right? They were first place in the Western Conference. They
yeah.
dropped a lot of losses without that guy. So that's something I want to say. But my 10th team is the Dallas Mavericks. And
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
simply because I just think the rest of the teams are better. It's not really like it's not nothing crazy. I'm almost willing to put them a little higher, but yeah, it's just because the rest of the teams are just better than them. And I like Luka. I love Luka. I think Luka's one of he's just dynamic. And then I really like Kyrie. I think they have a lot of good pieces. I like their young guys, but I almost like their young guys in 3 years, not now. I'm curious if they're really going to perform now, but that's where I have Dallas at 10.
Okay, okay, sounds good. Sounds good. My ninth team, Sacktown.
Yeah,
Sacktown, baby. Yeah, that's my ninth team. Sacktown. The reason I got Sacktown is they're in the play. They're gonna make the playoffs again, I believe, this year, right? Are they gonna get that far?
no,
No. You know what
no.
I mean? First round out, I feel, right? But the thing is, they're just going to be feeling better about themselves. It's just building blocks, right? You don't expect a team just to make the playoffs after a 17-year drought. And then next year, they're in the finals or the West Finals. You're not going to really expect that. It's just building blocks, just another building block for them to build on. That's what I expect from them this season, right?
And the thing is, like being ninth, like it's. I know it sounds like bad, but the Western Conference, this thing is like there's gonna be one game between them. It's not
Yeah,
like back in the day
yeah,
when there's like 7 games between a
yeah,
fifth and an eighth seed. No,
yeah,
whoever's ninth is probably gonna be one game behind whoever's second. It just happens the way the cookie's gonna
exactly.
crumble. So I think 19 for Sacramento isn't gonna be a bad thing. They still may win 45 games.
I was
It'll
gonna
be
say, like, do you feel that the teams in like the 9 and 10, how much games do you think they're gonna win?
they're still like Dallas. I can see Dallas still winning 45 games,
Exactly.
right? It's just the
This
way
is your
the
10th.
West is just better. The West is just
Yeah,
it's not like the East where we talk about the East. Boston, the Cavs, the Bucks, and the 76ers are going to take majority of the wins. The Knicks will take
yeah,
the rest of them, and then probably everywhere else is like a crapshoot, right?
yeah,
If you really
yeah,
think about it. Where
yeah.
the West is like, I won't be shocked. I don't have them there, but I won't be shocked if the Lakers were eighth seed. I won't be shocked just because the wins are so like those Western Conference games are going to be so crucial, especially down the line.
Very, very,
Because
very.
it's all going to be about positioning and seeding. But I
Because
think that's
1 through
good,
10 is to me winning at least 43 games.
right? Right,
And 11th could be 500,
right.
right?
So it's really not
Literally.
that big of a difference.
So,
No, it makes sense. My ninth team is the Timberwolves, and once again, they're a team, they're a team that I believe
the
like
T-Wolves.
sky's the limit. Because I love Anthony Edwards. That guy is box office.
Yes.
I think I may message you when this happened. The league is gonna slowly make him the face of the league because they need the face. If people aren't noticing, we're going through a transition in the NBA where we're
We,
losing our top guys now. Like in 5 years, there'll be no LeBron, no KD, no
yeah,
Westbrook, no Harden, no Chris Paul, no Steph, Draymond Clay gone. Like we're losing our top stars now.
yeah.
We need the new guys to come. That's going to be the. I'm about to say Zion, but who knows with Zion?
Who
Jaws,
knows what's going on?
Anthony, Chet, Wemby. Like we're slow, and the guys in the
Definitely
middle,
Wemby.
right?
Definitely Wemby. He's in
Right.
commercials already.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's. But the only thing is that unless he could, they need an American star. I feel like that's how the league always works. But they can kind of get that American star, which is Anthony Edwards. It'll be better. But you have those guys in the middle, like the Giannis's, the Jokic's, and the Lucas. They're right in the middle, right? They're going to be the vets when these other guys start really taking over the league. But yeah, Anthony Edwards, I believe in him. I've said it from time. You got to trade Cat. You have to.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
it
Trade
it,
cap,
it
please.
just makes the team better. Unless Cat really just going to become a spot up shooter, and just then you're just really stretching the floor. But for Cat's talent, you do believe he should score like 25 points a game. But I think with him doing that and Anthony Edwards, I don't think it meshes with a Rudy Gobert as well. But I think overall that team's good. Nice bench. That's my ninth seed. I don't want to go too hard on the ninth seed, but that's it.
Okay.
Who's your eighth?
Eighth is the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks, man. And what can I say about Dallas Mavericks? They lost who they lose? Christian Wood, right?
Doesn't-
You weren't a fan of him anyways, so
No, never.
my guy, but whatever, right?
Yeah, that's
So
not bad. Yeah, Dallas,
yeah, they're okay.
it's a good team. They're good. You have Kyrie and Luca. You're good.
They're gonna get some wins, right? They're gonna get some wins. They're not gonna win 50 games, but they're gonna win between 44 and 48 games, I feel. So to me, that's 8 seed in the West. Are they gonna get? They're in the play-in. Are they gonna make the play-in? I don't know. If they make the play-in, are they gonna get out the first round? No.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So
Unless they had a center that can go against the Anthony Davises, the Jokic's, even the Nurkic's, like no.
no.
Not even the
No.
Nurkic is nice, but they'd have to go through a lot of guys. My eighth seed is a team that like I'm willing to put them lower because of the recent news. And that's the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm willing to put them
Mm,
lower because of
mm.
you losing Jaw for 25 games and Steven Adams is out for the whole season. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm throwing it out there. If you're the Memphis Grizzlies, you have your draft pick. You have it. Why not tank? Why not? Why not get a top 5 draft pick?
No.
Like,
No.
is it that
I don't
crazy?
see the Grizzlies that low because they have Smart and they have Rose now. And that's going to bring some sort of stability. And Bane is getting better. Jaren
Yeah,
Jackson is there too, getting better.
yeah.
I
There's so much
don't
young talent that you're right. Their young talent is way more seasoned than other teams that like they're gonna win
mixed
games.
with some veterans, mixed with some veterans.
Right. Yeah. Because Marcus Smart's not gonna want to lose. He's definitely not gonna want to tank.
Exactly. And Rose, Rose is the love of the game, right? How much things has he been through? He's gonna play hard, he's gonna ball out. He's not, I
And
don't
Jaw's
see
not
that
coming back.
happening.
You're right. Jaw's not coming after the 25 games and being like, I'm chilling. No, he's coming back to kill. Right.
But that's your eighth. That's your eighth.
That was my eighth. Yeah. Who's yours?
Okay, seventh.
Yeah.
Seventh. We're gonna go down the bayou. Yeah. Yeah, the Pelicans are my seventh. And here's the thing: there's an asterisk by the Pelicans,
There
and
has to
that
be.
is if Zion plays 72 games.
72?
72 games.
That guy playing 72 games. That guy, I don't think he's played 72 games in his career yet. Like, I don't think so. That guy is he he's such a talent.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let it fly by 60, 64 games. 64 games. You're almost
To get an
missing
award, he has to
20
play
games.
65.
20 more years. Okay, 65 games.
Yeah.
65 games. But there's no award here. You just need to you just need to be seven. You just need to be seven.
Yeah.
And I feel the Memphis, wow, sorry, bad take. I feel the Pelicans can be 7th seed. They got the talent, they got the length, they got Herb Jones. That guy's a defender, right? To me, they have the pieces. CJ is not the best point guard. Let's
He's
be
not a point
honest.
guard.
You're right. He's not a point guard. He's not a point guard. And he takes a lot of ill-advised shots early in the shot clock. Early in the shot clock. And that would piss me off as a coach. But at the end of the day, they still have the talent to make it to that, 7th spot. So
I think
I
with the
feel
Pelicans, the only thing that disappointed me was Brandon Ingram in the Team USA. I really felt like it was him. Everyone says it was Brunson's team, but I really think it was Brandon Ingram's team, and he just didn't do anything that I felt like he could have done. He is too talented of a player to not have performed better than he did. But overall, like you said, that asterisk is just huge. Healthy Zion with a Brandon Ingram, that's a top 4 team in the West. I'm sorry. Zion, we've seen so much glimpse of Zion. The glimpses of Zion
too
is
much.
top like 10, top fucking 5 player in the league.
Yeah.
Just the glimpses of Zion is that good. So yeah, no, I agree. So my 7th is the Clippers. A
Okay.
team that
Okay.
I was gonna make a video the whole like off season about why the Clippers should just tank, I strongly felt the Clippers should have called Portland at the time and said, "Hey, we'll take that number 2 or number 3 pick. We'll take the number 3 pick. Here's Paul George. We'll give you Paul George, Norman Powell, whatever. You can give us whoever you want. We don't care. But we want that number 2 pick, our number 3 pick." And then they would have got scooped. So then, because the reason why the Clippers don't want to tank is because next year they have a stadium that they're opening up their own. They're not going to be with the Lakers anymore. They're going to have their own stadium. So Ballmer wants reason to put people there, like to have people come watch their games. I get it from that standpoint, but the Clippers from day one have been acting like they won the 2019 NBA championship, which they did not. The Raptors did.
It's true.
But the Clippers were guanin for the longest time as if they won it, and they did not win it. So, but they're still a good team, right? Kawhi, Paul George, Norman Powell, Bones Highland off the bench.
Bones.
Like they did have a bunch of guys, Westbrook, like they still got a lot of guys, right? So they're gonna win games.
Morris.
I don't think they're gonna play. From what I hear, he doesn't really mess with the team like that anymore. But he's still, if he does play, he's still a guy who can, like, I think he had a season he averaged like 15 points a game. Like, he can still score the basket. So they have a lot of guys. They have a lot of guys. It's a team that you have to put some respect on their names. And so I put the Clips at 7. Who's your next? Or any thoughts about the Clippers?
My Clippers, well, I have them on the list. They're not 7th. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. So
we're talking 6 right now, right?
Yeah.
6 is definitely, we're gonna go down in the Bay Area by the Golden Gate Bridge, right?
Listen.
I have them at 6, man. The Warriors at 6, man. And I feel like Chris Paul there, to me, it's not the best fit. That's how I feel.
It could be a good fit, but like Christopher Emmanuel Paul, I think that's his middle name. So come off the bench. Come off the bench. Like if he came off the bench, he would make the team so much better.
That's a good idea.
Right? But
because I feel he's going to take away from Draymond's role. And Draymond needs that role to be productive in that system.
Agreed.
Right? Because if you look at it, since those 3 have been on the Warriors, has there ever been a point guard there alongside Curry and Klay playing the 3?
Right. Never.
Right? There's never been. And they've won rings that way too, right? And they've built their success that way too, right?
Right.
And even when they put Russell there for a little bit, traded quick. Just like Chris Paul there, he's going to be traded quick. That's my take on that. But they're 6th.
He will be. If it doesn't go well, he is getting traded. Right.
And I don't think it will. I don't think it will.
Yeah. Like I don't know who's going to want a Chris Paul at that age. And that contract. The contract is what is killing people.
Yeah.
Unless once again OKC takes like a draft pick, which was what they've been doing, gives them like some bad contracts, and that's what they can do. My 16 is Light the Beam. Light the Beam. I didn't want to, because you mentioned them before, and I agree with everything you're saying. They're a team that, like, not everyone has them on their scouting report. Everyone knows what Sabonis can do. Everyone knows about De'Aaron Fox. Keegan Murray is a good player. We have to see a lot from him. I agreed with your, 6th man of the year for Monk. If that were to happen, this is where they gotta be for it to happen. It could be, but once again, I just believe that this team is gonna be good. I think I'm more picking them for 6 because I don't want to believe that last year was a fluke. I like Mike Brown. Think he's a good coach. Thought he brought a lot to the team. But I think you had mentioned it before. Is this team gonna go past the first round? No, they're not gonna. I think last year was their chance. It kind of remind me of the not old Raptors, but like the old Raptors at the beginning of Kyle DeMar when they were the 3rd seed. They lost to the Nets. Then the following year they lost to the Wizards. So it's just that, like, you need to kind of have that stuff happen.
Building blocks, the experience,
Exactly. Until they do the thing, which I don't know who it's gonna be. But either you trade Keegan Murray for a legit guy like, hey, Paul, I keep bringing up Paul George, but maybe you trade Keegan Murray for Paul George, and maybe, of course, you have to add some fillers for contract-wise. But that's where you kind of have to, and then, or Paul George, who is a free agent and may get an extension by the Clippers, may call Sacramento and be like, "It's still Cali, still Cali,
Yep,
let's still go."
yep, yep. The weather's
So
still beautiful. Yep,
weather's
yep.
still beautiful. Her
Market's
more
still
Kawhi,
there. Yep.
her more Kawhi. But that's my Sacramento. Like, but I agree. They can go down to ninth or, but I pick them six for right now. Who's your fifth?
My fifth, shout out to Magic Johnson. Shout out to Magic Johnson, man. My fifth pick is the Los Angeles Lakers.
Same, same. Very much
Okay,
the same.
okay. My guy, we're on the same page with that one. Yeah, yeah. Lakers. They got Christian Wood, my guy. He seems very excited to be on
He
the
is very
Lakers,
excited. He is very
right?
excited.
And a guy excited to play for a team is gonna bring all that energy, onto the court, right? So I'm looking forward to LA. AD, stay healthy. LeBron, you know what LeBron's gonna give you, right? Just it's LA, right? So
They are because they've had years of not being good. I'm also thinking like this team's not going to be good again. So I probably almost have like PTSD that they're not going to be good. But then I just believe like I believe in Austin Reeves. I think their bench is much better. I think this is the type of team that can make LeBron coast for most of the season, while others can kind of perform better. I do think they are going to make a big trade. Like spoiler for my big predictions video that I'm gonna make. I definitely think they're going to make the big trade. Jeremy Grant will be a Los Angeles Laker, or the big one, the big bold prediction I'm going to make: DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine will be a Los Angeles Laker this year. They have the contracts.
no way.
They have D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura. Their contracts can either get you Kyrie, it can get you Zach LaVine, maybe if to add one more person, and it can get you DeMar. One of those people it can get you. If you add those two contracts and potentially trade that 2029 draft pick, which I know they don't want to do, but they should do it. It doesn't matter. The Lakers, they then get a Zach LaVine or get a DeMar. If I'm them, I would rather a Zach LaVine because he's younger, pairs up with Anthony Davis better for the future. But
Yeah,
I think the Lakers are going to make a big move. But
really.
as of right now, they're still good, still very good. They have a bunch of guys like D'Angelo Russell can give you 18, Austin Reeves can give you 18.
I rather Austin Reeves, obviously. Russell, he's just so inconsistent.
Right,
He's so inconsistent.
right. That's how they're
When he's
trading.
on, he's good.
Yeah, they're gonna trade him. They're gonna
They,
trade him for sure. For sure. For sure he's getting traded. Unless he performs at such a level that you just can't do it, he's definitely getting traded. I think they'd rather start Gabe Vincent. They're just starting Russell for semantics, to be honest. But yeah,
they're starting Russell because like what Gilbert Arenas would say on his show at times, he'd be like, it's the pay scale, it's the politics. Who's
right.
getting
It's
paid,
true. It's
right?
true.
He's gonna
That's
play more.
exactly
Even if
it
Gabe
is.
is busting in practice, they're gonna Russell's gonna play more, right? That's just
Yeah.
what it is, unfortunately.
No, I agree. Who's your fourth team?
Fourth team is the Grizzlies, Memphis Grizzlies, with Ja missing 25 games. I have Memphis Grizzlies at the fourth spot and Adams up 100%.
Yeah,
I feel they got dog in them now.
yeah, if they can just do like if 25 games, if they're like 14 and 11 or 13 and 12, that's all they need to do. And then Jock can just do the rest when he comes back. You're right.
Mike, you know days better than me. What year was Ja out for a while and Memphis Grizzlies were doing very well? What
He
year
was
was
last year and the year before. I think there's been a few years that
It's
then
been a few years,
but
right?
2 years ago they had a really good record. Last year it was like a mid record.
Okay, so they've been through this before with the same roster. So
Right.
that's all I'm saying, right? That's all I'm saying about the fourth. And you know when Ja comes back, like you said, he's gonna be ready to kill, right? So
He's gonna be ready to
veterans gonna keep him in check. To me, they have a right balance,
right.
like mixture right now. We're gonna see if they have chemistry. That's the next thing, right?
So my fourth team is it's probably the boldest thing I'm gonna say, and you're gonna think I'm crazy, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay if I'm wrong, but I hope I'm not wrong. My fourth team on the Western Conference, I told you I'm so high on them, is the OKC Thunder. I am high on these guys. I am
Wow.
hot. I'm ready. I'm on the bandwagon. Let's
Wow.
go, Chet. Let's go, Shea. Let's go, Dort. Let's go, Giddy. Let's go, Jalen Williams. Let's go, Jalen Williams again. Let's go. Let's go. I'm Trey Man. Like I'm with the whole
Hey,
squad.
man.
I'm with the whole squad. Let's go. I believe
4.
in this team. They won 40 games last year. This team is winning like they won 40 last. They're gonna win 49. Like I believe it. This is Shea.
4th.
This is hey, if they're fourth seed, I may change my MVP pick. They may talk about Shea.
They're definitely talking about Shea if they're 4th. You're
Like
definitely.
I believe Chet is my rookie of the year. That's my guy. Like I believe in
Oh,
this team.
if they're 4th, Shea is MVP candidate and Chet is rookie of the year. There's no question.
There's no question. Because
Yeah.
I just believe in watching Chet play, it just reminds me so much of, like I said, that Blake Griffin and who's the other guy? Blake Griffin and Ben
Benny.
Simmons,
Yeah.
right? Like it reminds me so much of those guys, and like they watch their team play for a year. When play the NBA gym is different than the college gym. So yes, Chet is skinny, but he got stronger, and that's gonna matter.
It
That's
definitely
gonna
does
matter.
matter. It
So
definitely does matter. Yeah.
I'm all in for OKC.
4.
How on a scale of 1 to 10, Scully, how crazy am I?
You're at 11.
I'm okay with it. I'm
We're
okay
having them
with
at
it.
4th. OKC. Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. They're just young. They're younger than certain teams. They're gonna beat the bad. Like this team is gonna beat bad teams. Like you always have to find that team that's gonna beat bad teams. OKC will beat all the bad teams, all of them. And as
They
long as
should.
they're 500 with the good teams, that's 48 wins easily.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm definitely paying attention to OKC this year. I'm
I
definitely
didn't.
paying attention now. That you say you want them as 4th, like that's a big take.
That's a huge one. I know.
That's a huge take. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my 3rd team. It's a team that a lot of people say they're cursed, but we're talking about, seeding in the regular season, right?
Right.
And there's an asterisk by the Clippers too, right? Can Paul George and Kawhi play 65 games this season? That's all.
Paul George, I believe, can. Kawhi, they would have to do such a good load managing. Yeah, do such a good one. Whoever this makes like the schedule's already made, whoever their trainer is and their coach, like Ty Lue has to look at that and be like, okay, we can play Kawhi here, we can't play Kawhi here. Like it's gonna be a whole thing.
That's where Kawhi has like load management in practice. So
he does. He does.
So,
he does.
but
you're right. It's not about the record, it's really about the seeding and like they can still have a good season because they're gonna win games. They're gonna win.
They definitely will win games. And Ty Lue's a good coach. He's underrated in my opinion.
Oh, he's so good. He's like top 3.
He's top 3, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely not Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers is the most overrated coach of all time.
That's another episode. That's another episode.
So my 3 is the team that I just honestly they're like a finals, not my finals pick, but if they win the finals, I won't be surprised. It's the Warriors. I believe. I don't know why. Like as much as I'm not sure if Chris Paul fit is that great, and I can see why it won't work. I just can see this like really good Steph Curry season. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what matters to you. Like even Chris Paul fits the team or not. If Curry has a great season, you feel the Warriors are going to be that much better.
I do, but like then I also think I'm also relying on Kuminga to be much better. I'm relying on Moody to be much better. I really like Looney. This is where I think Chris Paul should come off the bench. Looney should start, right? Looney should start. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be Chris Paul. Chris Paul should come off the bench. Have a Chris Paul with a Kuminga. Like Chris Paul is still fast enough, and he's gonna imagine him getting the rebound, and he has Kuminga on one end. He has Gary Payne the third or second, whatever, on the next end.
And then Moody.
And then Moody, like it's the ability
that works because he can be a veteran to them on the court in game, right? Because the starting lineup don't need that.
Right.
Looney in the playoffs last year was getting 20 boards a game in a series.
Right.
Literally. Right?
Right.
You don't want to ruin that man's confidence now.
Right. So
he can rebound. Now he wants to come back and start scoring a little bit more now too.
Right.
You can ruin that man's confidence. Leave the system that has been working. Chris Paul is this is just a short stop for him. We all know it. We
And
all
then
know
like
it. That's his new pick.
Wiggins, I just believe that he will have a good season. And he's really good defensively. The only person I'm actually worried about is Klay Thompson. That's the
Yeah,
only person I'm worried about is
yeah.
Klay Thompson.
Being healthy, yeah.
Right. So now we have our last two. So who's your third again? Oh, the
Clippers.
yeah. So we have our last two, either the Suns and the Nuggets. So who is your second?
My second is the Denver Nuggets.
Wow, me and you have the same 1 and 2. So I also have the Nuggets number 2. Why do you believe that the Nuggets are number 2?
Because they don't care about being number one. They don't care.
It's like legit, like bro, you took yeah, they don't care.
You know
So
what I mean?
they're going to win games. They just don't care to be number 1.
Exactly.
Like I truly think the moment they are number 1, and they're just gonna be like, we don't want to be number 1 anymore.
Yeah.
Like exactly. Just like, we don't want to.
Exactly.
We don't need seeding. We have great we won the title. We don't care.
There's none exactly.
Like I truly I couldn't say it better. They just don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they got the title. They're moving different. They're gonna move different.
Yeah.
So why then is the Suns number 1 for you?
The Suns are number 1 because they have to prove to everyone in the league that they're number 1. It doesn't mean they're gonna win the NBA Finals or get to the NBA Finals. It just means they're number 1 in the regular season. Because let's be real, if they're not number 1 in the regular season, if they're number 2 and 3, everyone's gonna be like, got all these guys over here. You got Beal, you got K, you got all these guys over here. You guys are not number 1.
Right.
What do you know what I mean? Then you're gonna start questioning the coach. We got a new coach now, and so it's just they're gonna be number 1. But to me, they're not winning the title. But that's another cast. That's another podcast.
So the crazy thing with the Suns, they're also part of my bold prediction. My bold prediction on the Suns is almost disrespectful to them, which I'm okay with because I can care less about the squad. I think that team once again will be number 1, like you said. I think one of my reasons why is because offense wins regular season games.
Definitely,
offense wins regular season games. Who to you is the best defensive player on the Phoenix Suns?
The best defensive? That's hard to say, to be honest.
Like some would say Josh Okogie, right? Because he's
actually, yeah, I would say yeah. So, but the thing is, I like D Book on defense, to be honest.
Right. So he's okay defensively, but you're telling me D Book is stopping Kawhi? Now the argument could be who can stop Bradley Beal, D Book, and Kevin Durant. You know what? That team in the Clippers can actually guard them. They actually have enough guys who can guard them. Even the Warriors have Wiggins, Draymond. Clay's not the same person, but like they have Kuminga who has all the athleticism too. Like I don't believe in the Suns.
What about the Nuggets? Who's the best player on the Nuggets defensively, you feel?
It's Aaron Gordon.
And who's next? Caldwell Pope.
It's Caldwell Pope. So now that it goes down like, but I think Denver is better than them because
Christian Braun to me is a good defender too.
Right. And who's stopping Jokic? Nurkic is gonna guard him okay, but you're not stopping Jokic. Who's guarding Jamal Murray? Truly, like who's guarding Jamal Murray? And then you have Michael Porter Jr., who's the same height as Kevin Durant, who can actually shoot the ball efficiently. He's just horrible defensively. But you still have like a much better team.
He needs to work on that though. Getting on that. Michael Porter Jr., his defensive awareness is horrible. Awareness. Horrible. He's getting backdoored, and I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? Like
horrible.
Yeah.
So they're just the Suns, they're gonna win games, and people are gonna say the Suns are this. Sometimes I feel like when I watch people talk about basketball, I'm just like, yo, you know better. You know better. You know better not to pick the Suns. You know better. Don't pick the Suns. You know better not to pick the Suns. Like they're going to fail you. Like they're just gonna.
100%.
So that's how I see it. But our time is almost up. Let's give our NBA Finals predictions and then who we think is gonna win. Do you want me to go first or you to go first?
You lead off. You lead this off. Man.
I believe in the East. I just want to believe it that this team's gonna make it to the finals again. I'm gonna go Boston Celtics. Even though I don't truly believe it, I kind of believe in the Bucks. But I'll say the Boston Celtics. A
That's
healthy Chris Middleton, no, I'm going the Bucks. But I'll say Boston, whatever.
yeah.
Versus a team that's probably going to shock you. And the reason why I'm picking this team is because of what I said previously. They're making a trade. They're facing the Lakers. We're going classic. We're going Boston.
Classic.
We're going classic.
That's a hot
And,
take.
and I'll
Okay.
give my winner after you tell me who you think they make to the finals.
Okay, well, you got one of them right with Boston in the East. To me, they're coming out the East. No questions asked, right?
Right.
It's not Milwaukee, guys. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, right? Who's coming out the West is definitely the Denver Nuggets.
So then I think the winners, once again, is because I just, my brain is thinking they're going to get a good trade. They're going to get someone good. Even if they get Jeremy Grant, I think it's worth it because I think it's another defender. It's a wing guy who can score 20 points a game. I think the Lakers are winning it. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm being crazy. Like if I had to pick, I'm going Lakers, Denver, Warriors, Boston, Bucks. If I had to pick a five, right? Like I think that's how much I believe in. I believe in the Warriors, Denver, and Lakers more than anybody else. To be honest. So yeah, I'm going Lakers to win the title. I can't believe I for some reason I feel like they're gonna get they're getting Jeremy Grant or DeMar DeRozan. Who's your winner?
Wow. My winner? You know what? I was a little bit conflicted, right? But I thought about it and I said, you know what? I'm thinking the Nuggets are going to repeat. I'm
I
thinking
can
the
see it
Nuggets are going to
too.
repeat.
I can see it too, for sure. For sure. So okay, that's you got the Nuggets, I got the Lakers. We're both picking the West. I truly think out of those three teams, Warriors, Nuggets, and Lakers, one of those three teams are gonna win. Like I said, I believe in the Bucks and Boston. I just feel like they are missing something that I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like the Warriors just have what they have it. They have that it to win it all. Where I
Oh,
don't think those two teams have that it. Maybe they can get it, whatever. I don't know. Healthy Chris Middleton to me could change a lot of things because the Chris
definitely.
Middleton and Dame could be crazy good. Um, but yeah, that was our predictions. That was our prediction. We did the East, we did the West, we did our awards, we did all that. Next week, hopefully, we'll talk about the first week of the NBA, talk about the Raptors probably. We have more to come. It's been a pleasure to do this with the homie. I hope to do many more with the homie. Scully, any final thoughts with this last minute that this Zoom has given us?
Man, just my final thought is thank you for everyone tuning in, like and subscribe to those guys. And I can't wait for the season to roll. Let's go.
Let it roll. Like he said, like and subscribe. We'll talk again soon. Peace. Once again, thanks, Scully.